Welcome back to the Imaxit YouTube platform. I'm your host, JD. If you're new, please do consider liking, sharing, and definitely subscribing to the platform. And if you're a member of the platform, massive respect for the continuous support. So this is our title, Emergency Meeting number 2. We're going to be talking about the blistering form of Greenwood, the Champions League, and definitely we're going to go back over a few comments that I had made in the last videos because we saw a lot of comments below that as well, and I wanted to explain myself a little bit further. All right, obviously I told the commenters that I would have tried my best to put a video together that they can come on and speak your piece, but I am outside, so it's hard for me to do so. So based on that, I am going to just try my best to give you read your comments out and then respond to it. All right. So what we're going to do, we're going to just try to run through all of the actual actions yesterday and then work straight into the responses back to the previous video. We saw that Jason Guna, our brother in the house, big up yourself, thanks for being here. Joseph Brown in the house, big up yourself, thanks for being here. Massive respect. All right, so let me stop right here and then just go back over one thing. I had done a Help Jamaica program where in which we collected some money towards a GoFundMe. We did rose around 1,400 and something euros at the time, and we stopped it right there. But because I never knew how to close it, it looked like someone else donated after I have finished every single thing, and I never had any intention to resend back money back to Jamaica. All right, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to do a video to publicly announce how much they donated, and then I will tell you that I'm going to try and do something else with it, but not the same project that we just completed. All right, so I'm sorry if you came after, but I tried to be as transparent as possible, and I tried to produce every single day a different update so you could get on board. All right, so for the person that was a little bit late, I might have to try give it to a association or something because it's a little bit costly. I have to pay people to go to those locations to give out the things as well. So whatever you sent would have to be, if I have to do that, I have to collect more money to try and pay back more people to go back there again. So more likely I might have to just pay it back to one of the .govs or something. All right, but I will keep you update on that said story. All right, but I wanted to make sure you know that I noticed that it came into the account because it sent me a message via email, so I wanted to make sure you know that. All right, we saw Duckland in the house, Duvan in the house, Demshire in the house, and Markland Barrett. Big up yourself, massive respect, big boss. All right, so anyways, let me run through the scores, guys. Champions League is back. I was a little bit tired yesterday. I saw that Jay Saguna was doing his stream. I passed through it at least half time, and I saw a lot of people covering the events. I was watching it, and I still went on to finish most of my games that I had in mind, which is Real Madrid, Manchester City. I liked one. Arsenal, Brugge was much closer than what I expected because I thought that I thought that Arsenal would have been right out winners, and the 3-0 win kind of flattered Arsenal big time because I thought the game was much closer and could have swung anywhere in the first half. I was impressed with Bruges. I was planning to go to the game, but I was looking at the 1.5 hour drive, and I'm saying makes no sense. Me not being fully 100% and then coming back home at 11 o'clock. So that's why I never decided to go. But next one, I'm hoping that they can play someone. I'm hoping that Antwerp does well this time, so I can get to go that one. Antwerp would be easy. Don't have to rebuy any tickets. I can just go directly. So hopefully Antwerp get your act together, win the games, so we can see one of the Premier League teams. All right. Yes, so first off, I thought the first half was very tight, and credit to Raya Raya changed this game. In the first half, Arsenal scored and had some other chances in the first half. But I am telling you, on the right-hand side, Club Brugge would have killed Arsenal. This dude named Forbes couldn't be stopped at all. He ran through Arsenal backline left, right, and center. But let me give Madueke big credit. Madueke really matched him, but I thought that Forbes was better than Madueke in the first half. He was the problem, man, and he caused also the problem. Gyökeres seems like he's struggling to get back to the recent form that he started with at Arsenal, yeah. But first half was pretty even. First half, 10-9 shots, one extra in favor of Arsenal. 3 big chances to 1, but that doesn't tell the story because 2 to 3 of those shots in the first half, if he had gone straight to the keeper, it would have registered as a big chance as well. But they decided that they're going to kick it from a longer distance. But nobody was actually impeding the way of the actual attacker. So it's a good game to go back and watch. All right. 3 to 4 saves. Arsenal made more saves, as what I just said to you. But they weren't registered as big chances. But in the second half, Arsenal definitely. This is a weird game. 2 of Arsenal's goals scored, they are not big chances. It's just ridiculous Gareth Bale type goals scored. We had Martinelli got one from the left hand side, and we had Madueke got one from the right hand side, and both of them are Gareth Bale type curlers that you would have top bin curlers. So to be honest, the chances that Arsenal got to score, aside from the second goal from Madueke, I don't think they did well with their finishing. They never did well with their finishing at all. The goals that scored are goals that shouldn't have scored. Some Gareth Bale type goals. Yeah, the first one from Madueke was special. Arsenal was under ridiculous pressure, and he just held off his man, used good strength, exactly as what Gareth Bale would have done back then, and just struck it a top bin. Yeah, that one was a good goal. Martinelli goal was a good goal as well. But I got to say that Club Brugge missed too much chances, and Arsenal gave up too much chances. So credit to Arsenal to win the game, but I still have to ask the questions, all right? Because in that same game yesterday, Arsenal could have conceded 4, 5, 6 goals. That makes no sense. So the defense line of Arsenal, even though they collected the game and you would have looked at the scoreline, you swore to think that they were defensively solid and everything. Nothing like that. I think Arsenal is in a crisis as it relates to defensive coverages. They are struggling because I saw Brugge playing in the Belgian league, and they have not created so much chances. Like clear-cut chances on a big team. I never expected them to get. I was impressed with them, even though Arsenal won it 3-0. But go back and watch the game, and you will realize what I was actually saying. It was a good game to watch. End-to-end action. End-to-end action. People, the scoreline doesn't tell the true story right here. Real Madrid versus Manchester City. Oh, my God. Real Madrid defense line is terrible. Rudiger is horrible. Rudiger is just a wild player, terrible youth player. Yes, their backline, they started with Valverde, Asensio, Rudiger, and Carreras. I tell you that Rudiger and Asensio ain't good at none at all. All right. Duckland, you have to watch the game to understand what I was actually saying. All right, Duckland, you only can watch. That's why I said watch football, and then you can reason things. If a next team missed 6 goals that they could have scored or should have scored, never had nothing to do with you from stopping them from scoring. That means you gave up the big chances. That's why I can't reason rational with you. You understand me? You have to watch the games to see that they are missing goals from 6 yards. Pass it to the next man and it's a tap in. Go forward to the keeper and just lay it in one of the corners them. Those are the chances, Duckland, but you have not watched the game, so you wouldn't know. So on the next side, yes, Rudiger is very wild, Jason, very wild. And but tell you what, in this game, I actually thought that Real Madrid deserved to win the game. Real Madrid deserved to win the game, people. And I thought that it was very close. No, hear me, very, very wide. This game should have been 3-0, 4-0 before Manchester City did anything in the game. First 30 minutes in the game, or first 25, I would say, it was all Real Madrid wingers. Vinicius running and diving like a bee. Sorry. Because he loves to look fouled. Rodrigo was definitely standing on his foot and doing way more. And City defense line is just terrible. City defense line is just terrible. All right. Nobody has to watch the game to know that 3-0 means you are not bad defensively. Oh God. Oh God. Auckland, you have not watched the game, so that's why I don't need to reason with you. All right, yes. So, Real Madrid. I expected better. Bellingham, he was trying to lob a ball that he should have done better with that one. And around two other big chances, but and around 2 other half chances that they should have finished with relative ease. So to be honest, even though both teams are terrible in the game, I still believe that it should have gone to Real Madrid, because for me they had the better openings. Yes, Haaland did score the penalty and had a big chance right after, but 2 of the chances came in the same action. So you can't count it as a true big chance. It was 1 big chance and not 2. Because Haaland kicks it and Couture saves it, and then the follow-up on the right-hand side, Couture saves that as well. So the goal could have only scored once. It could have only scored once. All right, so City never really had the chances as to what the stats would have said to you here, but you have to watch the game to realize what I was saying. You understand me? Yes. Big up. Massive respect, guys. As you come in, please do it, like button, share, and subscribe. We have maybe 40 minutes or so to go. So, but City end up winning the game. That is maybe one of their best lucks this year, because all of these games, City turn up to lose the games. You understand me? In the Premier League. So the fact that they end up winning the game, I am impressed, and I'm hoping that that's the luck that changes for them, that when they don't play good, they don't come off the field conceding 4 goals or 5 goals. All right, so hopefully they can keep this luck going, and if they keep this luck going, it's going to be problematic for the Gunners. All right, yes, because they just need a little luck, and then the Gunners are in trouble. All right. Duckland said Vinny is not better than Nicholas Jackson. Cherokee taking corners with both feet. Yeah, Cherokee is very skilled, very, very skilled. He's up there with the skillest player in the Premier League, or maybe in world football, man. His close control with his actual dribbling ability is ridiculous. All right, blessings, JD, blessings. City games was not a nice bet. Yes, it was a terrible outing from both teams. Then you had PSG drew with Club Atletico. Juventus drew 1-2-0. Juventus won 2-0. We have Jonathan David and Weston McKennie. So Canada and United States on the listing for the Champions League, and that's what shows you the levels of what we're talking about when we talk about the elite level of Concacaf. So we have Weston McKennie and Jonathan David starts to get his numbers up at Juventus. All right. Good morning, Real Baller. Maybe I never saw it. All right, because I came here to talk about the football. Sorry. All right. All right, so 2-0 Juventus. Benfica 2-0 over Napoli. Expected a little bit better from Napoli, but you could say that Napoli had chances, but you would say that Benfica deserved to win the game. 2-2 Bodo Glimt up against Dortmund. Julian Brandt had 2, and then we have 2-2 Leverkusen up against Newcastle. Garden and Miley with Gimaldo, and Gamares scored an own goal to make it 2-2. Ajax got the win, came from behind against Karabakh. So Karabakh and Bodo Glimt, I have to give them massive respect, all right? Massive respect from Karabakh and Bodo Glimt. They are actually improving as teams. But 4-2 from my team, Ajax. Kobavan, versus Villarreal. Good win from them 3-2. We had Barcelona early on 1-2-1 over Frankfurt, and Liverpool 1-1-0, a penalty, a dodgy penalty for me, but you know, others would say maybe it's deserved. Atlanta defeated Chelsea, came from behind, I thought as well. Yes, came from behind. To win it Chelsea really fall off of a cliff after the Arsenal game. Thought that they would have done much better. All right, and then let me finish up with Marseille. Marseille took on USG, and it was Mr. Mason Greenwood decided that game. USG really pushed Marseille to the end with. So the Belgian team, I think this is a good advertisement for the Belgian team to show that they can compete at all levels. All right. Well, it was just about a football playing, Dak. All right, yes. So it's nothing to connect to Jamaica or anything. It's just my things. Emergency meeting. And that was solely for my updates on my hurricane relief thingy. All right, yes, that was the emergency meeting. All right, yes. So if that's you're not interested in that, no problem. It's perfectly fine for me. All right, yes. Yes. So Marseille and Mason Greenwood continues a very good vein of form. Mason Greenwood at this point is literally running competition in all divisions for golden boots this year. So to me, it looks like he has actually stepped up another gear, and not necessarily because he's playing. No problem, Doc. But that's how I run my thing. I try to, people know that I'm not trying anything nefarious and stuff. You know, it's just all honesty, and I'm trying to just be as coherent as possible. So I chopped it up in piece. Make sure you see that's a separation from my emergency thing. Because anytime I put emergency meeting, like the last one, I am just talking about something that I would like people's advices on. That's simply it. So Mason Greenwood, let me try give the guy his flowers, because not he has exceeded even my expectations at this point to how good this guy is. You understand me? I had said that he's going to jump back to 40, 50 million after 2-3 seasons. But to me, he's already at 120 million now. So the next jump up, they're going to put his market value at 75 million. And then, but when he puts that, because of how he's performing, he's already hitting 120 million. And so he's one of the best wing forwards in the entire world back again. Not back again, but because he had the promise, but he never reached it. I think he's at his peak now, where in which he's at where we expected him to be, which is over 100 million in true value. Now it's saying 39, and the next update is going to go to 75. I think that he's already over 120, and I think he runs away with the golden boot in League 1 this season, and a challenge for the Champions League 1, because they do add a good amount of acquisition into their squad. So for me, I do believe that he's going to keep on rising. Leaving Manu was a blessing in disguise for Mason. Listening in the background for the JFF questions. All right, no problem. I'm going to get to that fast. All right, because I want to wrap up the video as fast as possible. This kid needs to find a good national team to play for, JD. He's going to eventually play for somebody. I don't know who it is, but based on how he's performing and how he's rising as rapid, I think he can. I think he can make the England team again. I think they're going to put him back on a roster by the next window. I actually think if he continues on, which he's going to, because he's doing this for 3 to 4 windows consecutive. So I don't see any reason for him to drop off. So I actually think within the next 2 windows, you're going to hear people start pushing to take him back in the team. Because I already saw it on several platforms, on Instagram and Twitter. A lot. He's trending now. He's trending now on Twitter. No. If you type in Mason Greenwood, you saw that he's trending, especially in the UK, the European areas. And it's all talking about he's the best striker, the best informed player for England for the last 5 months. So that tells you maybe England will try to swoop in and try to get him at this point. All right, so Mr. Greenwood, keep up your wonderful work. You're doing amazing job. Let me try to give the people his numbers at this season. All right. So in the Champions League, played 6 games, has 3 goals and 1 assist. So 4 goals contribution in the Champions League. In League 1, 14 games, has 10 goals and 3 goals contribution, which is league topper this season. All right, so you can't ask for more from the kid. No, Reed, I know what his market value is at now, but I'm telling you the next jump is going to go straight to 75 million. But his true market value is 105 to 120. So that means if someone comes in for him by the next window opens, which is in January, they have to pay over 105 to 120 million for him. So he's back to his true value because he was estimated to value 100 million by this time when he was on what 19 years old. So he actually surpassed what he was expected to reach, which is ridiculous. Being that he never played football for almost 2 years and he still comes back to reach his market value. That tells you when you're talented and go through the right channels in life, you can do what you're specialized in. And he's a specialist footballer. We have to give him that, all right? Yes, so good work there from him. Let me just go to the last video. So the last video we did, because we are running out of time, I did a video saying that why Jamaica, it's hard for Jamaica to reach any World Cup, and what happened the last time, why Jamaica never reached the World Cup, at least for now, and maybe will not reach the World Cup. Maybe will not reach the World Cup, or more than likely not reach the World Cup, because we had a clip of the Gensec, the current running Gensec. I've gotten new information that maybe we are going to hear something on him very soon before the turn of the year, because based on what the president had said, his normal interim date finishes. Because obviously after I did the video, people tried to reach out to me and maybe gave me some information. So that was the president's statement. It was going to run until the end of the year, which is the 31st. So let me stay on that to check back and pressure the JFF to give you an answer. So it's the 31st. We should wait on and see if he's going to still be in office. So I'm going to come back after the 31st and ask who is the true full-term Gensec. All right, so we're going to stay on his neck like how he's causing as much problems. So what he came out and stated is that we need to start turn back to our local bred players. So not local born, local bred. So meaning that the players then that develop through their ranks should be the ones being favoritized at any point in selections. So maybe that will excuse a Leon Bailey and other people that spends most of their lives overseas. So it really was a pushback to overseas people. And you know that, let me go through the comment section because we have 57 comments on this one. A guy said something that I really want to go through because he said I made him cry. Obviously I said a few things like I said, no, I know I'm not going to believe Mr. Ricketts, but I'm going to stand on it. That's why I'm putting it out here public so I can come back out and say what took place with this guy and what's going on with the Gensec position. But let me just be as coherent as possible. So the guy said that I made him cry, So let me go through it. Let me go through it right here. All right, so Inter Florida FC said, Inter Florida FC, good guy. He said, was told that any university player, we have no time for them. We are only going to rely on JC, George's Campion and all born Jamaican. And Inter Florida FC is a guy that puts on events to help local playing players. All right. And he said that was a turner for him. So that means these guys are doing way more things than what we're privy to. So I'm glad that people speaking out right here. But I'm trying to find the one. All right. Colin Edwards. Colin Edwards tend to watch me and said he respect my takes and everything, but he was pushing back because he said nobody play good, English based or local. And players stop 95% play in England. Sometimes no local players don't even play. Do is insult local sometimes. English players, but I think he missed the whole thing. I think he just arguing because he heard I said the local football is dunce because they pretty much just started football education in 2023 and they are going to be the dunces in any competition that they go to. But that's a fact. That's a fact. That's a fact. It's not something that I can make up. Maybe I used the word dunce and you got upset. But dunce just simply means lack of the knowledge that would have took a time to process or took a time to achieve. All right? Yes. So let me just give it to you. Even the Trinidad license have been paused for 2 months now. So that means Mr. Spade or none of the guys that went for the final license has that license. So that means the highest license maybe present in the JPL would have been a Trinidad A license, not a pro license. So let me give that to you, Colin, because it seems like you're not listening to me. And that's why I said emotional intelligence is important when you're having these conversations. So listen to respond. Listen to understand and not listen to respond only. All right? Yes. So Colin, you said you listened to my video, but I think you got it completely wrong. I never was disrespecting anybody. It's a fact. And I used a Jamaican term that you could have understood it a lot more. But look like you got upset because I used that term. All right? Yes. So, and then the guy, I wanted to read the guy that said we made him cry. Okay. Nigel Grant says, good morning, JD. You made me cry from your video. After being born from 1959, the wording is hard. But let me understand what is your resolution of this issue. Let me ask you, is your words do have to have certificate to be a coach? Because in 1884 to 85 or 1984 to 85, I learned to play the game in all position of the game. JFF ran that program with Paul Banta. Then Jamaica had his first coach, Mr. Marston from Portland. All right, so lovely question, Mr. Nigel, lovely one. And what I was trying to say to you, Nigel, the problem is what we don't understand. You see, if you're playing everybody, New Year, big up yourself, and everyone that's coming in, big up yourself, please do hit the like button, double tap your screen so the like can go on the video, and let me get it at least to over 50 before this video stops. We still have 10 to 15 more minutes. All right? So listen, Nigel, football have evolved. Before it takes less education to top certain placements, but today it's way more education. And the problem is, Nigel, yes, you can be in Jamaica and play everybody because everybody have the same level of education, but when you come out to play a United States team, that's why when Mr. Speed played an MLS team, you don't expect Mr. Speed to win the game because one is highly more intelligent and completely more educated, and the quality of players with the education is completely superior. So that is the difference. You understand me, Nigel? So yes, in Jamaica, you can put some things together and it works with a CC and a Manchester or whatever the thing is. But when you go overseas, you're playing some 12-year-olds and they're running rings around you. Just like how I saw a Manning Cup, all Manning team goes together and a 14 to 16-year-old group put them to the swords. And they were bigger players. They were bigger players, and just because of just footballing education, know where to go, less anxiety, and just doing the fundamentals, the Jamaicans them couldn't stay with them. And that's exactly what happens when you pick some of the Jamaicans them like U17s, U20s, and you play against United States. You realize some of the players that you're working with are MLS players, and they just run rings around the Jamaican players, give them 10 love. So Nigel, yes, you can still learn something, don't get me wrong. because knowledge is knowledge anywhere it is. But you have superior knowledge as well. You understand me? And that's the difference. So in order to compete, Nigel, because Jamaica doesn't compete against themselves. Jamaica national program doesn't compete it compete with Jamaicans. It competes with the rest of the world. So you have to get a superior knowledge to compete with the rest of the world, Nigel. So I know maybe it makes you feel bad, but you see, when you come out, you're going to need that extra knowledge. You understand me? To keep up with the rest of them. You get me? So even with 1998, you had the United States and Mexico and maybe a Costa Rica to fight off. Well, today you have Suriname, Mexico, Panama, Canada, United States. It just keep on evolving because now the players them coming educated, the coaches coming educated. So what is required to qualify in 1998 is vastly more improved. You have to get way more on that, Nigel. So you sitting down don't know much about the football levels outside. You're going to go into those games blind, Nigel, with just a lot of heart. And I know you hear Jamaicans talking about a lot of heart. You know why they talk about a lot of heart? Because they have no education to match it. People that actually have education wouldn't talk about the heart. They would have talked about the strategies they're going to use to beat the next team. That's why they talk about the heart only. You understand me? And I know that they couldn't do anything aside from the heart. So once the next team comes out and have less anxiety and play to their fundamentals, you could have had a stone heart. You can't win the game. Once they are better coach and they are better players. A heart doesn't play football. It's education mixed with everything else. All right? Yes. So Nigel, I hope you understand me. I try to be as more clear, because I don't want to come off for you to think that I was being disrespectful. Why I said Jamaica is the dunces? Because they are literally the dunces. Because they started to educate their coaches in 2023. Football have been around for almost 1 century. And you're learning in 2023 to educate yourself. So that means you're the dunces. Yeah, and it's a Jamaican term. So I wasn't being disrespectful. I was just being factual. You understand me? And Jamaican coaches, including Mr. Speed, told you the same thing as well. But maybe he never used that word, so he never took it the same way. When they said they fail the kids because they're uneducated, they said that in 2023, August the 17th. Go back and look for that footage. And then you're going to come back and tell me sorry, because I never be disrespectful to Jamaica. I was just flat out factual. And that's why emotional intelligence is essential. Don't go off with attitude. Just check my actual facts, and then you come back and argue with me, because it was said by the same man them that you would have in turn trying to protect when they had said it themselves. I just use it back against them to ask, how can you learn something in 1.5 years and think that you're so evolved you're going to go up to people that's doing it for 1 century? You understand me, Nigel? So I hope you understand. So sorry about maybe the harsh words then, but sometimes the exaggeration from Jamaica is just too much. So sometimes the harsh reality has to come out so you can know the truth. You know, because maybe what you're hearing is just gloating in your head, and you thought that Jamaica was the best in football and the best in everything, and you can just merge track and field and everything works. No, track and field, Jamaica actually have educated people in track and field. Some of the most educated people in the world. But its opposite is Jamaica have some of the most dunces football coaches in the world, because they have not learned enough as yet to elevate football. So that's why we can't rely on them. We have to get better people to rely on, especially to the national levels. And that's it. And that's why every coach that we sign at the national level, we want them to try coach the rest of the teams inside Jamaica. If we had done our own jobs, we wouldn't have to rely on any coach that's coming in for the national team. All right, Nigel? So I hope I answered that one very good, because I sat down, tried my best to get the best words to answer you, and I couldn't find a milder response. All right? Yes. So Nigel, big up yourself. Sorry that I made you cry, because that was not my intention. My intention was not to make you feel like you're worse off than anybody. I was just wanted to be factual. So and it reached so far, people had to call me and try to reason with me and explain some things because it was that factual. It hurt a lot of people's feelings as well. But that was the reality, Mr. Nigel. So take care of yourself and be safe and everything, and just try to give back a knowledge to as much kids in Jamaica, Mr. Nigel. You said you're around from 1959. I am not so old. So just try and give back a knowledge and try and seek some more knowledge as well of the game if you can, because maybe you're getting a little bit older and stuff, all right? Because the kids, them need it. They need the right people around them to motivate them and give them some right directions, all right? Yes. Positivity doesn't deny hard facts. Football come from streets, car league to Manning Cup. Yes, Billy, you get the call from JFF. Not necessarily JFF, but people connected to them, you know, just to iron out a few things. But I've not said anything wrong. It's an interim job that this present Gensek has. That's what the president said on TV, and I wrote it down from that day. And he said after a period of time, they're going to look for more people. I just never had the date, so I got the date on that one. But everything else I've stood by. It's a bunch of unqualified people that they have actually hired. I have never changed that because that is factual as well. And Curacao had two European pro-licensed coaches. One family got sick, and Dean Hurry that started Suriname and Curacao programs stepped in. I never had a worry that the level would have dropped. I told her that I saw Dean Hurry dominated Jamaica inside Suriname. It ended 1-1 because Suriname was wasteful, but I saw him play Jamaica, lost to Jamaica as well, so let me put that in it. But he's a very good coach. I saw him doing very good things with a less talented squad of both Suriname and Curacao. All right? Yes, so I knew that he wouldn't have dropped off, but I'm just trying to show you the standard. So when Jamaica telling me that they can't afford a pro-licensed coach, but Curacao can afford two. And I know that you have more than two inside the actual coaching body, because I'm going to go for the goalkeeping coach, and obviously he's going to have a pro license as well. So that means Jamaica is not more educated than them. So that was actually the facts at the time, but people just got into their feelings, but it was the facts. They were more educated both on the actual field and off the field. So I'm very surprised that people actually entered this JD lawsuit letter coming. Well, RR, let it come. Let it come. What did I say wrong? And everything that I said I can prove. And it could get even worse. So let it come now, RR. Because you go around and trying to cover people. Maybe the lawsuit is to censor people that doesn't have much balls to have less balls of saying the truth. So which one you rather? Being here, coming on YouTube talking about Jamaica to make a little $5 and $10, or me standing for something and get a lawsuit? Which one you rather? I think I would rather get the lawsuit and then prove what I was saying is actually valid. Yes, but it is weak. You cannot tell me that a Trinidad license and a European license is the same. It's not true. It's not true. It's just not truth. All right? Yes, it's just not truth. All right? And I can't lie to my people. Remember, how I build this platform is straight up being organic. You know? It's straight being organic. All right? Yes. Every point I've touched, I can prove that it's 100% fact. All right? So why would I be afraid of a lawsuit when if I said I told a Trinidad license have been paused, so none of the guys them have a main license, which I saw them said on the TV that he's going to complete his pro license. He doesn't have a pro license because the actual licenses have been paused for over a month and a half. All right? You guys never knew that. All right? So I'm just giving the actual facts. So you go and check it out now and see that the Trinidad license is paused. And that means he never attained a pro license. So that means he was below everybody when they hired him. So make sure you guys go and ask those questions the next time. What license do you have, Mr. Spade? And why is it people have to take that with a superior license? Because Tyrone Marshall has a superior license. Kohli has a superior license. So why you think that you deserve to lead it above them? That is the question you need to ask him. And I promise you, his face will not look the same, because that is a fact. He doesn't have a pro license. He has a license today. Because Trinidad and nobody have attained that, because it's unpaused and it will resume at a certain point. Yes. I'm talking about facts. What you're gonna sue me to say that the Trinidad license is on pause? I'm telling you factual information. So go and check for yourself, or go and try and find out and tell me that I'm lying. And then I can show you the paper that I have. You understand me? So all I'm saying is, when you got this job, you are 2 tiers below everybody, 2 to 3 in just the numbers them, and the experience 15 times. So how can you be the one coaching them? Or what give you the rights to be above these guys? They are Jamaican born that goes overseas and vastly improved above you. So why? What they need to stay into Jamaica and try to downgrade themselves as best as possible? That's the reason make you get a job over them? I am right in my rights to ask that question. That's a valid question. Maybe that's the best question would I've ever asked people. So come on, stop talking about lawsuit and all them foolishness, man. That's a very valid, that's a very much educated question to ask, because it comes with facts. If you have an A license from Trinidad, how can an ex-man that have a Concacaf license, European pro license, and Asian pro license, being an assistant coach to you? What have you done? A man coach MLS games, which is the biggest of the games then, because you got 6 and you got 4, you got 10 love from 2 MLS teams, and he coached one of those MLS teams, and then all of a sudden you should be ranked above him. You don't see that that is corruption, because every metric you put out, oh, you have to be born in Jamaica. They were born in Jamaica, they just don't live here. Because in order to reach somewhere in life, it's hard to live in Jamaica and truly reach somewhere in life. In football, it's hard, because Jamaica is one of the duncest places in football. So, that is possible. You see what? So that's what I'm saying. The mathematics cannot be mathing at any point, because if you're one of the duncest places in football, the person don't have to leave to elevate himself. That's what I was telling Mr. Speed. Get the 10 best players, the 10 best coaches, and let we get them to Europe and give them a period of time to get the European pro license. So in order for you to go, you have to be better. In order to be better, you have to go. So how is it you're rewarding people that stayed? You understand me? It don't make any sense. That means you're sabotaging people for improvements. You understand me? And that is sad. So that means you're pushing away the people that have evolved themselves, that is from your country. So don't be surprised if your country just keep dropping lower and lower. You know why? I saw that it's not just football, people. Right after my video finishes, a young guy, won a pilot 1.5 million. And because the guy spoke properly, you have more than 10,000 people in the comment section talking about that he's not Jamaican. After my video, guys, I wanted to patch that in to tell you. So it's like, it's an engraved thing. So I'm going to ask the question again. What makes you Jamaican? You have to speak patois, deep patois that nobody else can understand. You have to make sure you don't have any education at all. Do you know if you subscribe by that, you're bringing down the country's actual looked? Because the way they are dealing with the guy, it's on Instagram, it's on Twitter, people sent it to me. So that means it has nothing. It has nothing to do with football only. It's a whole cultural problem. The Prime Minister was talking about a man who is Jamaican as well. So the Prime Minister was doing the same thing. So I heard from the Prime Minister, I saw youth want something that speaks properly, and I saw it in football. So I have to ask, who is a Jamaican? Please put it down in my comment section. What makes you a Jamaican? Because what I've learned, if you speak proper English, you cannot be a Jamaican. That's one. If you don't born there, you cannot be a Jamaican. I've learned those things already. That's two. All right? If you don't live there past a certain amount of years, you can't be considered as a Jamaican as well. That's three. Those are three things I've proved so far. I don't know the rest. Maybe others can come up with the rest. But based on between the Prime Minister, this kid situation, and what we know in football, I saw some in track and field 1 and 2 times as well, but not as big in track and field because maybe they are going outside. The people that's involved in track and field goes outside a lot more, yeah, and integrate with a lot more people. You understand me? But it's sad people, man. Let me left them something. Brother, a lot of these people give up a lot of things to just be called a Jamaican, believe me. And then you guys turn around disrespecting them of being a Jamaican. That's a sad thing. A lot of people give up a lot to be called a Jamaican. And a lot of you guys disrespect them after they give up everything to be called a Jamaican. Because they're not gaining anything of being a Jamaican. And let me give you that reality. Of being claiming that you're Jamaican gave you nothing over the world. Don't let anybody fool you. All right? Don't make anybody fool you, brother. All right? So that's where I wanted to stop it. People, I am not being harsh. All of these things are facts. All of these stories that I talked about, the Prime Minister, go and research it. The youth that just won the 1.5 million, go and research it. And the football, go and research it. And even the track and field with the American girls, them, go and research it as well. And it's very sad. We need to evolve. It's bringing me to something that I've figured out, you know. But I'm not saying it as yet because I need to do more research on it. But it's sad how we are treating our people. That 2.5 million it was. All right, 2.5 million the guy won. 2.5 million USC won. I know it was some millions. But it's the approach of how people putting him down, saying that he's not Jamaican and stop rep Jamaica. Oh, you chat so. Oh, you chat so. Brother, the man want language. Before I leave, people, language is a means to communicate. Language is a means to communicate. If I'm in Belgium, I can't talk patois. Nobody will ras understand me. I have to talk Netherlands. If I'm in the the Flemish region. If I'm in the Wallonia region, I have to speak French. If I'm in Brussels, I have to speak French. If I'm in England, I have to speak English. Some places I can speak patois when I know that it's a Jamaican. All right? So people, get it in your head. If you never leave off of a plane, get it in your head. All right? Stop embarrassing the country. All right? So that is the emergency meeting, people. That is the emergency meeting. We leave it right there. But it's sad, people. We love. We say one love we are dealing with. Love the people, them. It's a show what I have always been saying it. It's showing now that you don't like much people. That's what it's showing. You don't like much people. So make it be one love. Showcase that Bob Marley was right about his people. Because at this point, Bob Marley was wrong about his people. All right? So say a one love we have. Because everybody are foreign love you and showing only love. When you just have a storm and everybody showing love. You understand me? Everybody try reach out as hard. So the one thing you have to do is just love back. Show, at least on the internet with the fingernails them. So show some love and appreciation for people doing good. Please, me I beg you, please. All right? Yeah, man, it don't look good at all. Every time in like 3 months, I'm seeing the same thing. Wanna be 18 and overseas people. And overseas people only just try to do good and help Jamaica blood. It's looking sad. All right? Yeah, man. So people, take care and just research the stories before you comment and cuss me out. Because I'm not saying anything bad about Jamaica. Me only just talk about stories that's actually public and big in the internet. So type it in and you see it and see how the people are reacting. All right? And it's sad. So sure, we don't have one love, man. All right? Yeah, man. Ry Simpson should be fired. All right, so people, take care. I'm gonna pick up the kid. Big up yourself. Bob Marley sing those songs cause him see the people not living like that and need a change. Michael Sadler said, Billy D, most Jamaicans walk on love. All right, we have to start just say love. Once you come on the streams, them, we just want some love, you know, with soul, man. It does not look good, brother, man. You know, when a man a rep you on the biggest stage and yeah, disrespect him, just look sad. You know, it make me feel very bad. You know, yeah. All right, so people, love you and take care, all right? And just try to show some love. And when you see those posts all around the internet, diss them up, call them out. Don't be afraid. Maybe a lot of them will be the same, but remember, numbers don't mean that you're anything right. All right? Just be the right thing. All right? Yeah, man. Take care, people. Bye-bye.